Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just come across an article here. Looked kind of interesting since I've been talking about MJ for the last couple days, and been trying to cover as many MJ plays as I can. They're always pretty popular here on the channel. So this is the 3 MJ stocks to buy and hold over the next 10 years. This is dated here on Friday the 23rd. Thinking long term in terms of investing in MJ stock isn't magic. While past performance isn't a guarantee to future success, these companies have already found a formula for profitability in an industry that's still in its infancy. And I've talked about all of these on the channel here. A couple of these I've just talked about here in the just today. So I've talked about the Grow Generation numerous times. I just did a video on TrueLeaf here this evening, and I've talked about IIPR on the channel as well. So Grow Generation and Innovative Industrial Properties are two of my favorite MJ companies. Although this is hydroponics and this is actually a REIT. We'll go into more of those, or else you can watch my other videos in the leave those in the description, and that way you can watch those as well. So they've all had huge revenue growth in the past quarter. TrueLeaf is an actual profitable MJ company, and I did a couple I think TrueLeaf, Cresco Labs, and CureLeaf are all profitable since I did those videos here this evening. So the growth is allowing the 3 to expand through acquisitions while keeping debt to equity levels low. Their early success will have a big advantage over competitors as more states open up to legalize MJ sales and the industry expands. Grow Generation is living up to its name. Share of Grow Generation are only up 3% for the year, sluggish compared to the 91% growth in share price we saw over the same time frame in 2020. This one was just a growth stock in 2020, but the company is looking at financial fundamentals. It's not hard to see that the current share price presents an opportunity to get in on the stock that will serve well for the next decade. Unlike some MJ stocks, this one is consistently in the black. The company is the country's largest seller of hydroponic equipment, with 57 retail outlets and an online superstore. It doesn't actually deal with MJ itself, which is why its shares can be sold on the NASDAQ. In the first quarter, through March 31st, the company reported $90 million in sales, up 173% year over year. Net income was $7.7 million, up from a loss of $2 million in the same period in 2020. Grow Generation's equipment is sold to the MJ companies as well as regular consumers. So as the states relax MJ laws, there's built-in growth expected. And report estimated the compound annual growth rate for hydroponic sales to be 6.8% from 2021 to 2024. So this one is just going to keep growing. Hence the name Grow Generation. So its guidance to say is expected yearly revenue of $450 million to $470 million, compared to $193 million last year, and adjusted EBITDA of $54 million to $58 million. Up from $19.2 million in 2020, so that's quite a difference. It has actively been buying up hydroponic stores, adding 14 in the last quarter, and expects to have 100 stores by 2023. So huge catalyst right there. So it's actively buying up hydroponic stores, adding 14 in the last quarter. Wow. Lots of growth. So here's a look at the chart. So TrueLeaf is in the purple, Innovative or IIPR in the orange, and Grow Generation here in the blue. So TrueLeaf is sticking to the playbook that is working. Shares of TrueLeaf are up more than 8% this year. The company is in one of the most profitable MJ Purveyors posting positive EBITDA for 13 consecutive quarters. Company dominates its home state of Florida with 86 stores there. The last week was responsible for 41% of the state's overall medical MJ sales in terms of milligrams of THC, 40.5% of the state's low THC MJ milligrams, and 47% of the state's smokable MJ sales in terms of ounces. It appears to dominate in Arizona, and its purchase of Harvest Health and Recreation approved by Harvest shareholders in the third quarter of 2021. 15 retail outlets there, and the state has opened up to adult use sales, is seeing sales surge. Harvest, unlike True Leaf, isn't profitable yet, but its first quarter sales were $88.8 million and up 101% year over year and 27% sequentially, with a gross margin of 53.9%, up 44.8% in the fourth quarter of 2020. True Leaf reported a record revenue of $193.8 million, up 15% sequentially and 102% year over year. It also had net income of $30.1 million, up 27% year over year, and gross margin of 70%. IIPR takes the risk out of MJ. Shares of the IIPR were up over 17% this year. The Real Estate Investment Trust, or REIT, caters exclusively to MJ industry. So that's why I got into this one. I've done a couple of videos on this one. You do get a dividend on this one, so we can go over and take a look at it. Unfortunately, I only bought one share of that. Wow, it's up over $200. I didn't realize that. There's just a look at the last year. That's just amazing. So I bought this one. I should have bought 10 of them, but didn't. $40.06, and so I've just let it sit here and do its thing. There is a 2.42 yield and great ratings on this one, a 75% buy. Here's a look at their earnings, huge earnings. And here's a look at the dividend. So you can see as it increased, July 15th, looks like it was $1.24, and so they just keep increasing it every quarter here. So it went from $1.24 to $1.32. Now it's up to $1.40. So not too bad. So you can just figure out how many shares you'd have to have a good profit, or to be able to live off of the dividends on that one. So it'd be quite a few. So there's a calculator on TD Ameritrade that you can use for that. It's pretty interesting. You can just type in the shares, the ticker, and it will spit out your income. Really cool tool. In the first quarter, IIPR reported $42.9 million, a 103% jump year over year, and adjusted funds from operations of $1.47 per diluted share. So very good company. That's why I invested into this one, and as you can see, should have dumped a bunch more money into it because it's basically 5 times the money. The company's dividend is well covered with cash dividend payout of 69.85%, and I'm sure they will increase that. The company also has a low debt to a total gross asset ratio of 7.8%. Its funds from operations are expected to rise, with the company spending $312 million this year to purchase over 1.1 million square feet of rentable space. It's a good deal for IIPR. There's risk involved, of course, as the volatility of MJ business means that some companies could have difficulty paying rent, but business has been good. Through July 6th, the company said that it had a 100% lease rate on 72 properties, with average lease having 16.7 years remaining. So 100% lease. Very good. And so IIPR is probably the safest choice, as it's revenue and consistent and not directly independent or dependent on MJ sales. GRWG is another safe with a long term because it will do well regardless of what MJ growers emerge. And I often call GRWG the picks and shovels, just like back in the gold rush. Not everybody struck gold or made money off of penning gold, but the companies, the stores that sold the picks and shovels and all the other products to go along with it, they did make money. And the stock price should drop further this year, as it rose 428% over the past 12 months, but it seems to be likely winner over the next decade. So all three of these are long-term hold. You can see the growth on all of them, and they're just going to continue to go up. So of the three, I see TrueLeaf having the most growth over the next decade. The company's addition of Harvest Health and Recreation, provided it goes through, will allow it to continue its high rate of revenue growth. And so that's pretty much it for the three. So I have TrueLeaf, IIPR, and GRWG. Go ahead and leave in the comments which is your favorite, or if you have all three, and how many shares of each, and what your cost basis is. That'd be interesting to know as well. And that is the three stocks to buy and hold for the next 10 years, just dated last Friday. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.